Hey guys, it's time for another video. In this video, I'm gonna be teaching you all about this stat right here, initiative. It's the stat that decides pretty much everything in this game. Who goes first, who goes last, who will be the first one to attack, how do barriers interact with each other, and so forth. So these are the topics I'm gonna discuss today. First of all, this is one thing you need to know. The auto barrier, which is basically, for example, this one. At the beginning of the battle, launches a barrier, yada yada yada, attack a ninjutsu for certain attributes. Now there are a few ninjas in this game that have an auto barrier such as this. An example of this is Darui. As you can see, his last passive is a water and lightning barrier. There is the Kazekage, which has a earth and wind barrier. There's Mei, who has a water and I believe fire barrier, and so forth. Now these are what I'm gonna refer to in this video as auto barriers. Auto barriers are barriers that go up automatically at the start of the field. But what happens when I have an auto barrier on Shisui and an opponent is also running an auto barrier, such as Darui? Well, let's see what happens. So the fight starts, okay, just as expected. Now, it seems that his barrier went up, and then my barrier went up. So what actually happened here? Well, let me tell you. The way this works is that the barrier is the sum of all initiative of your ninjas. And what exactly does this mean? Well, it means that you have 4 ninjas in your team. Well, in this case, he only has 3 ninjas in his team, which means that all of this, all the stats from these items is not counted. So let's take a look. So open a calculator, and he has 4,502 initiative on his main character. His second ninja has 6,551, and his third ninja has 4,770. 4,770. So this means that he has a total of 15,823 initiative. Let's note that down. 15,823. Then let's head over to my character. Now I seem to have 4,884 plus 3,860 plus 4,111 plus 3,632. 3,632. So I have a total of 16,487. Now, obviously on first glance, 16,487 is higher than 15,823. This means that because my initiative is higher than my opponent's initiative, I get to go second in this battle to cast my buffs. So everything that he does at the start of a battle will go first, and then I will cast my buffs. But I will have the first attack in the round. The first action is on my position 1 character. So this means that because I go second, my buffs, such as Iruka's buff, will go second. So I receive the barrier as well, because this counts as a buff at the start of a battle. Now, how do we make the opponent get the barrier instead? Well, that's simple. I just add another ninja to his team, and now he will receive an additional 4,378 on top of his 15,823 plus 4,378. Now this means that he has 2,201 initiative, so now that number is higher than what I have. So the way this is going to work is my team is going to cast all of my buffs first, which means my barrier goes up, and after that his buffs will go, and which will override my barrier. So let's take a look at that. Now, as you can see, my character is casting all his buffs, my barrier goes up, and now his character casts their buffs and overwrites me, and there you go. He also gets the first action because the initiative on his first character is higher than the initiative of my character. And that's basically how the auto barriers work in this game. So, to summarize, an auto barrier will overwrite the opponent's auto barrier in case the total sum of the initiative of your 4 ninjas is higher than the total sum of the initiative of your opponent's 4 ninjas. And that decides whose auto barrier will go first. Now, the second thing that you need to know is skills have either a prompt or a non-prompt display. And what exactly does that mean? Let me show you. If you hover over the mystery abilities, you can see in the top right corner right there, between brackets, it says prompt. Now, a prompt mystery will activate as soon as you press it, as opposed to a non-prompt mystery, which only activates once it's the turn of your ninja. Examples of non-prompt skills are all manual barriers, such as Gara. If you look at the top right corner, it does not have the prompt bracket, even though Darui's skill does. Yamato is also a manual barrier, which also doesn't have a prompt bracket. So that's an important thing to look out for. And I believe the sound ninjas, for example, also don't have prompt skills. So if we take Kidomaru, for example, okay, he has a prompt skill, but I believe Ukon and Sakon, his mystery is not a prompt. So let's put him in there to display what we mean. Now I'm gonna head over to Kakashi. So upon starting the battle, my auto barrier will activate, and then I will cast a prompt mystery, and then after that I will cast a non-prompt mystery to show you the difference. Okay, so I'm gonna take Asuma, which gives me the 40 chakra. I'm gonna put the main's mystery on the Stone Fist Jutsu, which is a prompt mystery, and I'm going to put him, yeah, that's fine. So as soon as this battle starts, there we go. As soon as this battle starts, I'm going to spam my Earth Main's mystery, which is a prompt mystery. So the Earth Main's mystery will go before the first action. As you can see, it's going to cast all the buffs, and then it instantly casts the mystery, even though it's not my Earth Main's turn yet, because Asuma was attacking. Now I'm going to cast Gaara's barrier, which is a non-prompt, but as you can see, my Earth Main attacks, then my Ukon and Sakon attacks, and finally when it's my Gaara's turn, then he uses his mystery. This is because it's a non-prompt mystery, and non-prompt mysteries will always wait until it's the turn of your ninja to actually take the skill. Now, I'm gonna wait until next turn. Let's put this on ×2 speed, and then I'll show you Ukon and Sakon's skill. There you go. Ukon has a passive, which makes him attack twice per round. And the first passive of him, the first attack, is basically what I call a buffer action. And I'm going to go into that later. So I cast Ukon and Sakon's skill, but as you can see, Asuma attacked, then my Earth Main attacked, and now it's my Ukon Sakon skill, and he attacks first, and then he uses mystery. But why did he attack first? what happened there? Well, this is what is known as a I'm gonna call it a, so what's a good name for it? Before the round, do X is basically what the passive says. Let's see, it's before each action, launch an extra attack. Can be triggered twice each round. Now this is what I'm gonna call a prompt passive, I guess. I'm gonna call it a round, an action. I'm gonna refer to it as an action. Well, basically, some characters have this action where they perform a special ability before doing anything else. Another great example of this is Sailor Sakura. So let's take her. And obviously, through this you've noticed position 1 will go first, then your position 2 ninja, then your position 3 ninja, and then position 4. Now, as you might have seen there, at the start of a round, Sakura will first heal her team, and then she will attack. So let's wait until that happens. The healing is part of a special action. Where you see, that's the action where she heals, then she performs her standard attack. But you can get the action that she just performed to perform twice. Now how do you do that? By using her mystery skill. Because when you use a mystery skill, which is a prompt, it'll activate the first passive first. So let's try and healing. And she should heal, and then she performs her mystery. See? Right there. She healed basically 3 times in one turn. Her passive activated, then her passive activated again upon using my mystery, and then the mystery activates. And that's how you basically get 3 times the healing in one turn. And you can buffer this action with pretty much anyone that has a before each action do this. So that's another very important thing to keep in count. I believe one that also gets abused a lot is this one, Mabui. So let's take a look how that works. Now Mabui has the passive where before each action in a round she gets 40 chakra. So take a look at my chakra bar. It goes from 20. Now Mabui takes action and it goes up to 60. Right? So I'm gonna expend some chakra to show you how this works. Now as you can see, I still have 20 chakra left, and at the start of the second turn the game is going to give me another 40 chakra. So I'm gonna spam Mabui's mystery and look at what happens to my chakra. See, you saw how it gives me a total of 80 chakra that turn instead of a regular 40. Now that's because I activated her mystery. So first, her passive activated where it gives me 40 chakra. Then I use the mystery, and her passive activates again, which gives me a total of 80 chakra. And then her mystery goes off, which costs me 40 chakra. And this is why she is a really great ninja to put in position 1. Especially renowned in the water cancer team, because she'll give enough chakra in the first turn to feed Tenten enough chakra, and then on the second turn she feeds Mei enough chakra to also be able to use her mystery. Now, let's see the next. So that's all about prompt and non-prompt. Then obviously I'm going to teach you about position 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now the way this game works is you see these numbers above our heads. Like no matter how you position them, you will always have a number 1, 2, 3, 4 ninja. And the way it counts down is it starts from the top right, then it goes down, then it goes to the second row, and it goes down. Column, second column, it goes down, third column, it goes down. So if I place Gara here, he becomes position 1. You can see the number changes. Position 4, position 2, position 3. That's basically how it works, and this is the ninja that'll always take the first action, then the second, then the third, then the fourth. Now, something you should know is interrupting mysteries and uninterruptible mysteries. So there are certain mysteries in this game mainly the non-prompt ones, such as manual barriers, which can be interrupted, and that's a very important thing to do, because you basically negate the buff of your enemy. So let me take somebody that has an interrupt. I'll take Iruka over here, and I will take Gara, who has an interruptible mystery. Do I have somebody with an interruptible mystery? I think Ao, right here. Alright, in the description of Ao's mystery, it says this skill is immune to interruption. So let's get Asuma Windblade again. And I'm going to challenge myself to a duel again. Now, as soon as this battle starts, I'm going to queue up the non-prompt mystery of Gara. Now, as you can see, he's going to raise his hand. There's going to be an icon above him, and all you have to do on the opponent's side is select him, a blue marker will appear, and then you press your interrupt ability. And then, as you can see, the icon will disappear, and he'll basically have lost his barrier. Because he interrupted his mystery, it won't go off. He still takes the chakra costs, but the entirety of the skill is negated. And obviously you have to take into account ninjas that can dodge the first ability. Let's see. For example, Iruka has a small, let's see, his third passive increases evasion and has a chance of avoiding attacks from the opponent. Shisui has pretty much a guaranteed dodge of one mystery or a standard or a chase skill, and Minato also has a dodge, so you have to take that into account. When they queue up their mysteries, you can also interrupt them, but they will obviously dodge the first skill you throw at them. So the way you want to play around that is either use a standard attack on them first and then cast your ability, or simply go after somebody else. Now, this is somebody else who has an uninterruptible mystery, Ao. I'm gonna have to be a bit quick on this one, so I'm gonna queue up Ao, and even though it's a prompt mystery, he's still able to be stopped as long as you are somebody who is in a lower position than him. So I've put him all the way here at the end. He's position 4, and as you can see, my Iruka is on position 3. So I'm going to use Ao, and I'm quickly going to use Iruka. Wait till he, there we go. And as you can see, Iruka should have interrupted him right there. But the special thing about Ao is that he has this neat little description. Wait for it. There we go. So my position 2 Iruka is in a lower position number. So that means right here, but being position 2, he should have interrupted the Ao on position 4. But what exactly happened there? Well, there are certain ninjas that have in their mystery description, this skill is immune to interruption. Now, there's not many of these, but you should look out for them, because basically you're just throwing away your chakra trying to stop a skill that can't be stopped. Let's see, off the top of my head, Ao has it, and I also believe Mifune has it. There you go, the skill is immune to interruption. And Tendo also has it, I believe. Let's see. This skill is immune to interruption, so those are the most common 3 that you're going to have to look out for. Don't try to interrupt them with conventional means. Skills that cause interruption won't actually stop them, so like Uruka Shuriken won't stop them, Samui Dagger won't stop him. But what will stop them is basically any debuff that stops someone from performing an action. So that would be a Immobile will stop them, a Chaos will stop them, and an acupuncture will stop them. So if you get any of those abilities, then you can actually stop the skill from going off. Let's see. Right, next up, the art of buffering mysteries. So say you have a Gaara in your team and you really want his mystery to go off, but unfortunately he's in a lower position. I mean, he's in a higher position number than the enemy, which means the chances of him being interrupted is pretty high. What can you do? Well, there's a thing which is known as buffering mysteries. You basically wait until the round is almost over, and then you press the mystery button. So let's see if I can do that. Gonna let them fight out real quick. So you have to count down. So his position 1 went, my position 1 went, my position 2 goes, his position 2 goes, my position 3 goes, his position 3 goes, so my position 4 goes. So you know that this one is gonna be the last action of this round. So as soon as you see them moving like that, just buffer up the barrier. And well, this time it didn't really work out because there's still clones that are gonna attack. But that's the idea of it. And the next part that I wanted to discuss is the art of buffering mysteries. Now, because the chances of you being interrupted when using a non-prompt mystery, such as any manual barrier in the game, is really high, you have to learn how to play around it. So let's say the opponent wins the barrier, but luckily I have Gaara, who is a manual barrier caster. So instead of pressing Gaara right at the start of a round, we're gonna wait a bit until we know that his turn starts. So my position 2 has just attacked. This means that his position 2 is gonna attack, and right after that, you want to cast your barrier, and there you go. That's how you buffer a mystery. The opponent has almost no time to react at all, which means you're free to cast a barrier as long as you time it just before the action of your character. So my Gaara was just about to start his turn, so I just quickly press his barrier, and then his barrier goes up instantly. If you can master this art, you can pretty much steal the barrier right out from under any player, and that's how you can win games. Let's see. Right, the last thing I wanted to discuss, I already talked about the double actions, such as Sailor Sakura and Ukon Sakon. Stacking initiative on position 1. Now this is the most crucial part of the game that a lot of players don't seem to understand. If I go to my team right now, let's see if this is done right. Alright, let's assume that he has that. Okay. Alright. Your equipment isn't just the equipment that you have in mind. It's not like you can just like drag out and drag it in and then bam, that's your team. No, that's not how this game works. So let's take a look at common team. Let's say I wanted to make I need somebody that's important on position 1, so let's say I have Sage Naruto. Let's say I have Killer B, and let's say I have a Kazekage. Alright. Now this is a pretty standard team right here. turn 1 you use your B buff on Sage Naruto, he gets double attacks off, and then turn 2 you want Sage Naruto to fire his mystery at the enemy for as much as damage as possible. That's it. Simple, right? Well, not really. So let's take a look at the details. So right here I see my main character has an initiative of 6,551. My B has an initiative of 4.3k. My Naruto has 4.8, and my Kazekage has 4,240. So what does this mean? Well, basically, all this extra initiative on your main character is wasted. It's stat points that go away for nothing because he's all the way over here in position 4. So as long as the enemy has a higher initiative than your Naruto, which is 4,881, as long as the opponent has 4,900 or higher, he's gonna be faster than your Naruto, even though your main character has 6,500 initiative. So how can you remedy this? Well, it's pretty simple. Here's what I do. First, remove all weapons from your desired team, like so. Then decide who's your most important position 1 player. In this case, it's going to be Sage Naruto. And then you click on details, so it heads over to this screen, and take a look at your initiative. Now just start double clicking your gear and look at which of the gear slots raises your initiative the most. So I have 4 helmets. Helmet number 1 brings me to 2,900. Helmet number 2, 4.9k. Helmet number 3, 3.3k. 4, 2.9. So obviously the 4,800 was the most. So we're gonna keep pressing until we get back the 4,800 helmet. There we go, 4,900 with just a single helmet. Then you do the same with the blade. 5.2, 5.4, 5.3, 5.2. Armor 5.8, 6k, 5.9, 5.890, 6.4, 6.4, 6.3, 6.4, 6.8, 6.8, 6.8, and 6.8. Alright, so all we did was change these equipment slots one by one until we found the one that has the high initiative, and then we put them all on a single character. And now my Naruto has a grand total of 6,865 initiative. Now this is a number that's pretty hard to top for most average players. So this means that my Naruto is pretty much gonna be faster on position 1 than any other character, any regular player that you'll meet. So not only will my Naruto give me 20 chakra right at the start, he'll also attack first, because the passive of the 20 chakra is one of those prompt passives that I explained at the start of the video. And that's basically what you do for every single one of your characters. Now another thing you can do regarding initiative is over here. We want to go into the refinement, and you'll want to refine your equipment as high as possible, but you have to do it in a certain order, and I would only recommend doing it during refining events. So I believe starting from level 7 you're gonna have to use advanced runes, so I'd recommend getting everything to level 6 first, and then you try to skip as many levels. Basically try to take advantage of the event, which gives you this extra progress into the refinement, and try to skip levels altogether, because during the refinement it will give you some extra credits towards the next level. So if you really know how to abuse that, you can save a ton of time and possibly money. Now regarding purifications, let's head over to this team. Regarding the use of purifications, I'd really put an emphasis on initiative and the rest of the stats aren't really as important, but I'll go over what they do. Initiative decides who attacks first. Critical is your chance of getting a crit, and the chance of receiving one. Injury is the amount of damage that you deal with a crit, and the damage that you take with a crit. Combo is the chance of your standard attack performing a combo. And control is the chance that you get controlled gets reduced. So for example, Masked Man Mystery, which immobiles you, if you have high enough control, you can just shrug that off and you won't be immobile. Now the order of prioritizing these is I would just purify as much as you can until you get a golden initiative. Then you lock that one in place, and then you keep purifying until you get a crit. After that, it's really up to you. What do you feel like? So, for example, right here I have a purple initiative, but I didn't purify this one yet because I had a blue critical and injury, which is pretty good. So optimally, you would want something like this, and a golden initiative, golden crit, lock them both and keep rolling. But this gear slot is already good enough as it is, so I just started moving on to other gear slots. So for example, this one has a 99% initiative, so this can be a real good item once I get the proper purifications. So I would lock this. Combo isn't that important, but no, I wouldn't lock this. I would just purify that. Now another thing you can do is rune stones, right? The initiative rune stones are very important. So what most players do is they would just equalize the rune stones. They would just make them all level 7 or all level 8, depending on how many rune stones they have. So what this player has done is they stack the initiative on their most important character. So in this case it's A. This third Raikage can perform his mystery starting from turn 2, and he is in position 1, as you can see right here. So the MVP of this team is going to be the third Raikage, which is the reason why he stacked all of his runes on the third Raikage. So if we go to the main, the initiative runes are only level 6. His fourth Raikage, 2 level 6 and 3 level 7. His Samui all level 6, but his third Raikage has all level 9 runestones. So all these level 9 runestones really add up to the total amount of initiative that this character gets. So instead of like splitting all of these down to level 8s and equalizing them, this is what you should do instead. As for charms, I would just recommend getting level 6 on every mask that you can make, because every 3 levels you get a new charm slot. So at level 3 you have 1 charm slot, level 6 you have another, and level 9 you have another, and only the mask actually gives you initiative. So obviously the priority goes to getting this mask as high as possible. Let's see. Right, another really big boost to your initiative is the use of this system. You basically keep forging weapons in this screen. I believe if you have a Jonin medal you can speed it up for free, so let's do that one. There you go. You craft an item, and right over here, these are the base stats, life and resistance. I have an S-robe right here, so if you level it up, the base stats go up, but what's really important is right here, these 3 trait stats. Now a blue item will only have a single trait stat, a level A item has 2 trait stats, and a level S item has 3 of them, and this is where a ton of your initiative is going to come from. So if we hover over this, it says power level 1. It has 24 initiative, and starting from level 2 it'll give me 47. So this is the MVP system right here. So you click on it, and then you pour these essences into the trait, and as you can see it'll fill up to level 2, and I'll get from 24 to 47 initiative upgrade. Boom, there you go. That's how you get initiative with this system. It's really powerful. As you can see, one level already gave me 28 power, and all it cost me was 3 blue orbs. And don't forget, if you go over to the treasure scroll screen, you can click redeem ability scrolls over here, and you can use these points to redeem your essence. Now, I don't recommend buying the blue ones because they only give 8 per point, as opposed to these that gives 80 per point. So this one gives basically 10 for 1, whereas this one only gives you 8 for 1. And this one has the same ratio that gives you 1200, 420, so yeah, this is also 10 for 1. So buy either the purple one or the golden one, don't buy the blue ones. Let's see, last up where you can get initiative is in this screen. You spend money, here we go, auto practice. It pulls these essences for you, and you synthesize them, and depending on which rune you get, you slot them in here. Now, the one you want to go for is, once you've eventually spent enough money, as you can see, this amount is going to go up. There you go. Once you spent enough money, you can go over here and you can get this initiative chakra, which costs 20,000. So this one has around 14,000, so it's about more than halfway there, and you get this initiative rune. Now, it is important to take a look at who you actually slotted into. So here, the third Raikage is position 1, so I'm gonna slot it into his slot. As you can see right here, level 7 initiative gives him plus 138 initiative. Whew. And I think I pretty much handled everything there is about initiative. If you have any questions, let me know, and good luck and have fun!